Hey guys, this is Lisa with the Barnyard Chicken, and I'm going to make something quick and easy today, like I always do. Not like always, but so I did something really crazy. I was out of Crock-Pot liners, so I lined my Crock-Pot with aluminum foil, non-stick aluminum foil. So we'll see how that is, and it may not be perfect, but at least it'll keep it clean enough. And that's really the only reason why I use the Crock-Pot liners, is it helps the cleaning process along. Because it seems like before I used liners, it was just too hard to clean. And I got better things to do with my time than to take 3 days to clean the Crock-Pot. So, yeah, so I started using liners. The liners do leak and stuff, but I'm not worried about average spillage or debris on the pan. I'm trying to prevent stuff from sticking and burning to the Crock-Pot because it's really hard to clean. Okay, so enough of that. I'm going to make a meatloaf, and I'm going to make the meatloaf in the Crock-Pot. I've never made it in the Crock-Pot, and it's been many years since I've made meatloaf, so yeah. So let's go over here. Okay, so I'm going to use this ground turkey, this Jennie-O 93% lean, and I always use Lipton onion soup mix to make my meatloaf. And I'm not a big meatloaf person, but this way that I make it is the only way I can eat it. I have never liked anyone's meatloaf my whole entire life. I would never eat meatloaf because I didn't like it. It was horrible. But the way I make it, I can eat it. Anyway, so today I'm going to use the Lipton onion soup mix, and I'm going to also use a package of Lipton beefy onion. That's just something new I've added to my lineup. I'm going to use the reduced sugar ketchup, because it calls for ketchup. Anyway, reduced sugar is the only ketchup I could find that had something like that. And I don't know how much sugar is in it. There we go. Looks like 1 gram. Anyway, I couldn't find any sugarless ketchup. And I'm going to try this. This is breadcrumbs. It's Italian-style breadcrumbs. I've never tried these before in a meatloaf. I have used these to coat my chicken when I bake chicken in the oven. I will mix this with crushed pecans and have pecan crusted chicken. I'm going to use the parsley flakes, pepper, salt, and garlic. And that's about it. And I normally use breadcrumbs, and I probably will use breadcrumbs. I do have a little bread left. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything in my bowl and mix it up, and I'll be back. Anyway, I've never made meatloaf with the ground turkey before, and I really don't know how much of this to put in there, because I've never used anything like this before. And I'm going to put some parsley and pepper. I usually use ground beef, and so yeah. Anyway, I also got meatless grounds to put in it, but yeah, I used it on something else. And I'm going to add the beefy onion. And the regular onion soup mix, Lipton onion soup mix. Alright, and some garlic. It actually probably has enough salt in it from the onion and the beefy onion. So maybe I'll forego that. And let's see what the recipe calls for because it's been a while. Okay, so I need 2 eggs. And I need 1/3 of a cup of ketchup. But yeah, I'm going to put the ketchup in to my liking. So I don't usually ever read the instructions. I usually just, you know, make it like I think it looks right. But I did forget the onion. I mean the onions, laugh out loud. I could put onions in here. That would be good. But I already got the Lipton onion soup mix. Okay. I'm going to go get the eggs. I did forget the eggs, and I'll be back. I went ahead and added the ketchup. I'm going to put 3 eggs in here. And, okay, so now I'm just going to mix all this up, and I'll be right back. Because I'm not going to let you watch me mix it with my hands. Okay, I am going to put bread in here. I've got the bread in the toaster. I'm going to let it toast a little bit because I hate squishy bread. Because when it cooks, it'll be all soggy, and I don't like soggy bread. So I'm going to toast it up a little bit. It's going to cut easier. I'm not going to toast it all the way. And then I'm going to put it in the Crock-Pot. I'm not really sure how I'm going to put it in the Crock-Pot, if I'm just going to fill the bottom or make a loaf or what. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I got it all mixed up, and I don't really understand these breadcrumbs. I don't understand these breadcrumbs as something you would add to a recipe because, I mean, look. It's like a seasoning. It's not even like breadcrumbs. I mean, look how skinny they are. I mean, I realize I use this for breading, but how can you use it for chunky bread pieces? It just doesn't make sense. That's just my opinion. But it is really good to use for breading when you bake chicken in the oven. Okay, I got my toast. That's only 4 pieces of toast. I didn't really know how much I needed, and so that looks good. I used the entire bottle of ketchup, 3 pounds of Jenny O turkey, ground turkey, and so I'm going to mix this up, and I'm going to take it to the Crock-Pot, figure out how I'm going to put it in there. I don't really know how long it'll need to cook, but I just turned my Crock-Pot on, so this is probably going to have to cook a long time. Okay, so I have it in the Crock-Pot, and I have this in here. It's about the size of a roast, and I'm thinking that, yeah, I don't think it needs to be any bigger because it might not cook. So this is the size of a pretty big roast, and I still have all that left. So I'm thinking that I will just cook this and not add any more because I want to make sure it cooks all the way through. And then I'll just take this and make hamburgers out of it. That'll make good hamburgers. Alright, well, I'm going to put the lid on it and let it cook for 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and then I'll check on it, and I figure it'll have to cook 3 or 4 hours, but I'm not really sure. Okay, guys, sending all my love and my hugs. This is Lisa with the Barnyard Chicken. I might be back with a end result, but yeah, that's just crazy. Okay, guys. I'm just updating the rest of my meatloaf mix. I got 4 large meatloaf burgers. Cooking. These are pretty large meatloaf burgers because this is a 12 or 14 inch pan. I'm not really sure. I've had it a long time. A super long time. Anyway, I'm going to cook them up and see how it goes, and I still have stuff left, so I guess I'll make a couple of more after I get these done. Anyway, I just thought I'd share crazy little meatloaf burgers. I went ahead and added a little ketchup to the top. I had another bottle because that's the kind we use, so I bought that specific bottle specifically for this recipe. Anyway, I have it set on high. I figure it'll take 3 hours. I figure a good 3 hours. It's pretty thick, but I tried not to make it too thick. And yeah, so my burgers are looking pretty good. And so I guess I'm happy with these burgers, especially since they're turkey burgers. So I'm sure they'll be really good, and the guys will enjoy them.